Brats, today we are continuing our quest for the perfect facial interface for our Quest 2. I've got high hopes for this one. So today we are reviewing the AMVR facial interface. This is going to replace the entire thing. This isn't a cover. This isn't something that snaps on. This replaces the entire thing. This is the AMVR Resilient VR Facial Vent Soft Interface Bracket for the Oculus Quest 2. $27. This is going to set you back on Amazon. Let's check it out. We got a nose pad cover. We got an included lens cover, which a lot of them are doing this just to be nice and hook you up with these. I have a ton of these now and no use for them because I don't use them, but hey, they throw it in free. The replacement piece here has this like orange plastic, which I'm wondering if that's actually going to show when we get on there. I guess we'll see. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm actually going to have to resort to the instructions because this came with more crap than I expected.
One eternity later.
You've got two different pads here. They're both kind of a pleathery type leather. Interestingly, these don't feel like they're gonna be super sweat resistant. These feel like they are gonna pick up a little bit of sweat. And then you've got a couple extra side pads, which is weird because usually these things don't have these. So I'm gonna figure out what these are for real quick.
Six and a half hours later. 3 days later.
Okay, so interestingly, they point out something that I've heard some users talking about. Some people's faces are a little too small for the Quest. So what'll happen with something like this, you can see here in the above camera, hopefully, as I put this on, what a lot of people will have happen is they'll end up with light bleed on these two edges on the outside. So what you do is you just peel back these side edges and you add this extra layer of padding. It's not exactly a nice setup here. Like, it doesn't have another thing of Velcro that actually attaches it solidly. It looks kind of funny, but that would then close the gap on the sides. Luckily, we got a big head, so I don't think we're gonna need that, but that's definitely nice, especially if younger people are using this Quest, that they include these in case you need them. Now, what we're hoping to do, like I said, is to find our final one. So that means this VR cover one that I've been using, the problem with this one was when it was against my face, the whole pad just had too much wiggle room. Hopefully we're not gonna have that with this one. We have this new light bleed nose piece. This isn't attached, sadly. I kind of wish it was. I guess it's nice that it comes off in case you wanna wash it or something. But this then is gonna hopefully just slip into place in here. It's definitely something that kind of is just gonna sit in place until you get the actual head pad on, and then that's gonna lock this in. I definitely don't love the way that sits on there because I feel like you're gonna be pretty careful with this to actually get this to hold that in place. Push till it snaps into place, not till it snaps in half. And now we've got that installed. Some of the orange does show, so you get a little bit of color flare there. The nose cover does block a little bit of light bleed, but it's not great. I definitely notice it. I feel it touching my nose. It's kind of tickling me a little bit. The nose part is really sticking out. You can see from here how far back that's sticking out. I'm gonna double check, make sure I don't have that upside down, but that's like touching almost my eyes. I do not love that. Yeah, that's definitely not upside down. That's definitely the way that goes in there. I may keep this, but honestly, what I'm gonna do if I do, I'm gonna take a pair of scissors and I'm just gonna cut these back. Not far, it might just be a millimeter, but it's gonna be just enough because it's touching my eyes and freaking me out, making me think something's about to go in my eye. So for the testing process, I'm not gonna use this. I'm just gonna use the facial interface. And honestly, there's definitely a noticeable light gap without it, but it's not so bad that I might just run without it. Right now, I'm trying the thinner face pad, and I can tell you, I'm not really getting light bleed around these edges, but I can see why they include those inserts because even with my big face, I can still kind of fit my fingers in there. I'm gonna go test this out, play some exercise games because you know that's what we mostly use the Quest for, and see. I definitely think I might actually, for the first time, want to use a thicker pad than I usually. Usually on any facial interface, I always go with their thinnest pad. I'm gonna try it with the thicker one because I just feel like I need a little bit more with how this feels right now. I'm gonna go test this out. I'll be right back. Okay, good news. This is my favorite one of the 3 I've tried so far. Bad news, the search still is not quite over. I'm not in love with it, but I do like it. It's comfortable while also being firm. So it feels like it's gonna stay on your face. It doesn't feel like it's gonna move around, but yet it's not painful in any way. It's not uncomfortable in any way, but it's obviously not like the memory foam one where it's like a pillow on your face. You know this is there. You can feel that it's there, but it stays in place. The light bleed isn't even noticeable without the nose pad when you're playing a game. I may not even bother. I said I could cut it. I may not even bother using it at all. More sweat resistant than I thought. It will soak some, which is actually sometimes kind of a good thing because you don't want your sweat to just drip into the headset and pool inside. And these are pretty easy to just take off and clean. You can actually even swap between the two. So that's not bad either. You can even swap between people. The reason that it's still not the perfect one to me is it's just not quite hitting the spot like the Kiwi one that I had on my original Quest did. It still isn't quite as comfortable. It's still pushes on my face more than I want it to. It just doesn't quite land right. It's weird how flared these edges are that they send you those extra pads. It feels like it should come in a little bit more on the sides, because it feels like instead of distributing the weight more evenly, you're really getting it on the front and on the bottom this way. I do like it, and I would say if you want one that's got the features that this has, I would say go for it if you like it. There will be a link in the description, but for me personally, I'm still gonna keep searching and try and find the one that fits me the best. I think that if this fit my face shape just right, I would be done. This would be it. It just doesn't quite land on my face the way I want it to. So, do you have a facial interface you've tested or tried that you really like? Have you tried any of these ones, and what did you think about them? I'd love to know in the comments section. Thanks for hanging out with me today. The quest continues. I'll see you in another reality.
I want to say the biggest thank you to those of you who have become channel members and any of you who have ever been patrons of ours. Gallium VR, Chris Deputy, Legacy VR, Bagel, and a Fissy King Sloth are current channel members. Our patrons, K27, Rocket Sauce 28, K Panda K, Fred Nepatebo, Ege Karatosh, Maddie's, Gallium VR, Orange VR, and Mr. Dodojo. Thank you so much, everyone, for supporting the channel.